Hi, this is Cheryl, and I'm going to do a reading, and I'm going to do a reading from the Halloween Oracle and from the Archangel Power Tarot cards. And first I'll do the Halloween Oracle. And I cleanse the deck. We got Mummy, Change, and the Witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. And Lady D Los Muertos, acceptance and equality. And Winter, the sacredness of pausing. Okay, let's see what these cards say. Oh, Mummy, Change. The ancient Egyptians took death very seriously. Death was seen not as many of us see it, a finality to be dreaded, but just as the beginning of a new life and often eternal life in a better place, the afterlife. The practice of honoring and preserving the body through a complex process of mummification was central to ancient Egyptian culture. This was not just a physical embalming process, but a carefully enacted ritual process that ensured preservation in the next world. Many other cultures also mummified their dead, including the Incas, the Argentinians, the Maori, and many of the cultures of the Torres Strait Islands. In our modern horror genres, this mummy has become an icon. From early horror writing at the turn of the century to the very popular films The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, the plot normally revolves around the mummy returning to life and cursing and hunting down the living. The discovery of King Tutankhamun's tombs and other long-hidden Egyptian treasures in the 1920s, in particularly, sparked an explosion in mummy-related films and literature. Should you pull the Moaning Mummy card from the deck, know that change is inevitable and that no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved exactly the same way. The card also indicates that this change will be for the better. The endings, the closed doors, the barriers, this is just a healthy pause and an indication that a change of tactics is needed. You are not cursed, you have just developed a pattern. You can take control and change it. Let's do Lady D Los Muertos next. The iconic Lady of Death with a pale skull-like face, zombie eyes, and rich red funeral flowers in her hair has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween and the Mexican Day of the Dead, El Dia de los Muertos. The original model for this flamboyant Lady of Death can be traced back to the ancient Aztec goddess, I don't know how to pronounce it, Mecatara. As time went on, the figure remained balanced between beauty and horror and morphed into the Lady of the Dead and eventually into the more modern graphic figure of Catarina. It also reported that the identity of the original Catarina was based on women who were very rich and had everything they wanted in this life. Yet death takes everyone equally, so as a reminder that no matter how beautiful, rich, popular, or famous you were, in the end, death takes all. The Mexican culture has a long-standing history of laughing at death, seeing it as just another aspect of life. In some ways, death is the last taboo in many Western cultures. We tend to hide away our dying, and some of us may never even see the body of someone who has passed in our whole lives. But this was a much more common occurrence in the past. Acknowledging that death is a natural process will enter everyone's life at some time, and perhaps until then we can choose life affirming takes away much of the fear. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you are holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simplify and let it go. Okay. Okay, Winter. The sacredness of pausing. Death is a frightening, even though, or perhaps because, it is inescapable. However, as we move into winter, we know that it signals a literal and metaphysical death. In some parts of the planet, the extreme weather means snow and ice buries all life, and the ground lies fallow and still. In winter, the earth slows down and there's less light and often more wet weather. Many plants die back, many animals are less active, and traditionally, It was a leaner, more difficult time for those who worked on the land for their living. Winter often brought with it the end of a life cycle, a figurative or literal death. Should the winter card appear to you, it's time to let go of what no longer serves you, to die away. Where it seems natural and right to let things that have been bothering you for some time die back. Take real action to change those things. Anything that is superfluous, extra, and burdensome, release it. And the last card is the Witch. Witches have had a bad PR day for a couple millennia now. Originally, the healers or cunning women of the village. The very word witch comes from the Celtic word wicke, meaning weaver or wise. When the new religion of Christianity spread through the land, the custodians of the old pagan ways, in part witches, were labeled as evil and, as we know from history, persecuted. They were driven underground or under the night sky into the shadows of misunderstanding and darkness. However, for the purposes of Halloween, let's look at witches as the weaver of magic and change. Through spells and rituals, and even through herbal recipes, yes, often brewed in a cauldron, they weave the powers of this world and the next synergy to solve the problems and heal. Holding the Witch card means that you can weave your own change throughout your life, and the magic indeed is afoot. You must understand that you have power and it is real. It may also indicate that others may be threatened by your developing personal power, and that they may not appreciate or like the changes in you as you grow. Be prepared for this and do not be discouraged. New friends and better opportunities will be attracted instead. And that is those cards. And next we're going to do the Archangel Power Tarot cards. Okay. Got 2 cards so far. Let's see if we get any more. And I've been moving and I haven't done tarot as much as I would like to. I like to do tarot. Just like to help people. If any of these messages help you, that's great. I'm working on healing, and it's a long process. I just have some advice. Like, a lot of people spend a lot of time on social media, and I have been spending way less time on social media, and it's a lot better. Just do the things that you love, and I don't know. Social media takes up so much time. It can be a time waster. You should live your life. Do things you love. Learn something new. Okay, we got 2 more cards. Okay, we got the 8 of Ariel, Ace of Ariel, 8 of Michael, and Page of Ariel. Okay, 8 of Ariel. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support. A change in job or a promotion. 8 of Michael. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. Not seeing things clearly. Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. And that is the cards for today. And thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to do tarot more in my free time. And thank you so much.